Guys, welcome to the content.
Good
It's always
to
a
be back.
pleasure to have you guys here.
Back, man.
So last time we had Vernon on, he was here to talk about the Vinyls Comedy Hour. And he's back for the grand finale of the year to talk about that as well. And he brought one of the comedians that will be showcasing as well.
I am one of the comedians that will be showcasing
That
as
is the big guy over
Goes
there.
by the name Lifa. Before we even get into it, since Mich is here, I reached out to you, man, via
Wow,
WhatsApp. Your number was off. I think your WhatsApp was off, and then I tried calling, but I
While
couldn't
we are live.
get through to you. I think for the October edition.
Goodness, we're not live.
But yeah, what's the situation there?
Oh, bruh. So, Jay,
It shows violence, bro.
The
So-
thing is, man, people
You're
will
not
come up
returning
to you
my
and
calls,
say, "Yo,
my emails."
I'm a veteran comedian. Why haven't you called me?" You know. So I'm absolving myself.
so comedians also have Jay.
That's-
I
that's
thought you guys
100
just
key.
laugh off these things.
No, that's the material most.
But it's good. It's good to be back, man. It's good to be back.
For real, man. I think there was a situation where I went off social media, everything, like off the phone, because I had to focus on my mental health, you know.
Oh, God.
So I went off totally off the radar. So my apologies for that.
It's all good.
You know, comedy comes from a dark place, like, you know. So yeah, my apologies
The
for that.
material is
Next year, let's do that, man.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure.
Okay, great. Glad you guys could sort it out. I
The
think, I
violence.
think I'm going to create a platform for now for people just to come sort out
That
their
is like, when you liked my post.
Yeah.
Clear the air.
Next, we're going to have Gaza and the dog come
Yeah.
on, you know, just to
You know, and the people that come and just share your memes without even liking it, come on.
Yeah.
Those people must sit down.
You say you're my friend. Not even a smiley emoji.
nothing.
I'd do that platform. That would be funny, man.
Cool. So I'm going to do, thanks for the inspiration, guys. We're going to do that from next year.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right. We only charge 5%.
Whoa. I'll set up a meeting with Content Van Royen. You guys can propose something. Good luck.
Good luck is worrisome. May the gods be forever in your favor.
Cool. So, with that introduction, guys, please finish the introduction by just telling us about yourselves. I know you've been here before, but we cannot assume that our viewers know you.
It's
So
not,
please
it's not the same people.
go ahead.
Am I starting? Okay, so I'm Lifa. I go by Lifa. No, I just go by Lifa actually. So yeah, I've been doing stand-up for a while, on and off though. I think I started in 2014. Top the guy invited me over. He's like, there's this cult I want you to join. And I was like, what do they call it? He said, free your mind. I'm like, that sounds very culty. And then I went through, I needed an after school activity. And so ever since then, I've been on and off performing stand-up comedy. It's been a good roller coaster ride. Get to meet few people, get to talk and enjoy yourself and learn how to write jokes and all those lovely stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once again, it's good to be back. Vernon van Wyk. I'm an event promoter. I do the culture show with DBS, and this is the other event that I'm also working on, which is the Vinyls Comedy Hour. And speaking of this guy, when I was organizing the first event, I don't know why he's always at Vinyls. Why are you always there?
Also, we run a quiz night on Mondays. Yeah, and it's just really a chill place to be also.
So I just see him sitting there all the time. And now on the September edition came, and then I don't know where I got your number, but then I reached out to him. I haven't met him. Reached out to him. We've been talking. I go to Vinyls. I see him there, but I don't even know it's him. And then on the day of the show, it's 7 p.m. now. I'm like, okay, Lefa is first. Where is Lefa? Bro, this guy has been sitting there since 5 p.m.
You know what's funny? He's like, they're like, there's the guy. I'm like, yeah, no, I know him. And it's like, okay, cool. And then like, I see you running up and down. And like, these guys aren't here. And I'm like, oh, which guys?
Oh my goodness.
But yeah.
Remind me to hire you for it.
Bro, it happens. You know, my stage name is Big Mich. So whenever people, like, we talk on the phone, and probably I have an interview at the radio, and I come through there and people are expecting a really big dude, and I'm just sitting there like, so why are you here?
Can you not make it?
I'm like, what? So it happens, man. It happens. So I understand you. I understands you, bro.
And the thing with us gents is I don't know why we don't ask other guys' names, bro. We will
just
hang out
chief
with
boss.
a guy all day.
It's just
boss and chief.
Boss
That's
and
boss
chief.
and chief.
Chief,
Boss.
Bozza.
Ah, boss.
No, it's true.
Big man.
We've
So
lost.
just to be clear, I'm no comedian. I'm funny here and there, but
Seasonal.
it really takes a lot. Like what I realized with these guys is they prepare very well, and it really takes a lot to make a room full of people laugh all at the same time. And I really gained so much respect for comedians, just seeing how they work, and just in these 3 months that I've been working with comedians, I've so much respect, man. And
What's up, man?
This is a God-given talent plus nurturing, years of nurturing, and I'm sure you guys can speak on that.
I don't know if it's a God-given talent.
It's a trauma-given talent.
It's a trauma. I think it's a reaction.
It's God's will.
So God is funny, actually.
So
Well,
God be
there
like,
was a time. Because what did he do to Abraham? He's like, sacrifice your son for me.
Yeah.
There's
And
like-
it's like, nah.
There was like, I'm just playing with you. I was just messing around.
Hey, don't do it, bro. Don't do it.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What
I
are
was
you doing?
sarcasm, Abraham. Sarcasm. Damn.
Tearing the flesh, bro.
No, I think that I think now that you mentioned the Abraham thing, the funniest thing in the Bible I've ever read is when Jesus was sleeping in the boat. And people were like going on like, yo, we're drowning and there's water everywhere.
Homie just-
and Jesus just stands up and homie goes and walks on the water like it's nothing. And I just imagine people like, yeah, water in the bucket, and this brush just taking a stroll on the ocean. Like,
No, man.
Imagine the jokes Jesus must have told after that. Like, you guys were so scared. Like, the look on your face.
You don't even have to imagine. Just listen to how he approaches the situation. Because even when they woke him up, he's like, "What's just a storm? Guys, come on! You with the Son of God?"
that's Clinky's man.
It would have been a bad thing if he was a guy that liked bragging. Bro, like if he was a dude that
To
liked
be
really
fair,
bragging. Yeah.
to be fair, he was a subtle bragger.
Yeah.
He was a subtle bragger.
Yeah.
But he would not like to make you feel like he's bragging, but you should know in a way that he's the son of God.
Yeah.
God,
Honestly,
Dude, you gotta know that. Put some respect on that name.
because honestly, you just see the way he interacts. Like, what was a verse? What was it? Where I think, what was he? What did he have to do? It was the person that he healed, and it's like,
Oh, yeah.
Then it's like, stand up. It's like, I can't stand. I'm paralyzed. I said stand up. Homie. It's just like, I said stand up. And the guy stands up. Yeah. Like, did you not hear? He didn't say, no. I'm the son of God. I can heal you. He's like, bro, I said stand up.
That's a homie, man. That's a homie.
Oof, great stuff.
Finance
Comedy,
comedy hour.
bro.
Okay,
man.
so
Comedy.
Listening to that, I hope to see you guys at Vinyl's Comedy Hour. We're gonna jump right into that. Please, Vernon, tell us what Vinyl's Comedy Hour is about and how, like, the progress it's been achieving so far.
So we started this platform in September, and it is slated to be a monthly event, but we'll be taking a break during December. Till again was festive, on Grove, and so we've had 2 editions so far: the September edition, November, and I'm very happy and really proud to say that both were successful. Everything went smoothly, and then now we are gearing up to do the 3rd edition, which is the November edition, happening today, Thursday, the 18th of November at 7 p.m. at the Vinyls Music Cafe at Zoo Park. So it's just a platform where it's the great thing I like about this comedy hour is that you're not sitting in a theater. You're just going to have you're just going to let loose, have drinks, enjoy the great atmosphere at Vinyls, meet new people, talk to people, and most importantly, laugh your butt off,
Yeah.
So I'm really proud of this event, and personally I'm looking forward to this one, because usually when I organize events, especially the music events, I'm always running up and down stage, telling artists to be there by the stage on time. I never enjoy, but this one I get to sit down and just laugh from the beginning to the end. Yeah.
Nice. In your opinion, like, how has it grown? Like, even like just the numbers wise, like, what's the difference been from your first set to the last set?
Since it was new, I think the first edition had way more people, but it was so many people that the venue is so small, it seemed a bit uncomfortable, but people still enjoyed it. And then the second one, in terms of the comics that graced us for the second one, I'm sorry, no disrespect to the people that were on the first edition, but it was a step up, and that's what you want to see.
Yeah. Was I on the second one?
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
thank God. Yeah, it was a step up. It was definitely a step up.
You need to know who they're talking about.
Look, to be fair, there was one guy that kind of caused the reason for
The first one
to have the second one to be a step up, because
But no disrespect.
I'm not that guy.
Yeah,
I was not there for the first one.
On the first one, people didn't understand him, so
That's not how comedy works. That's not how comedy works.
My jokes were funny. They just didn't understand me, bro.
You didn't understand me, bro.
Yeah.
The punchline was immaculate.
I think the best part of that was Homeboy just got off stage and he was like by the bar and he's like, I did that. And we're like, oh yeah,
you definitely did that.
But you were giving
What you saw
something.
inside that, I
That's
did
all
that.
me.
Yeah.
That's all me.
Growth.
and he even asked
Growth.
me afterwards, like, yo, bro, what did you think? And I was like,
You did your thing.
Hey, you did your thing.
Yeah, you came with the material.
You know what?
Yeah.
You were on stage.
Yeah. you were
But it's,
You were definitely
it's
there.
this like I think he was telling me about vinyls, and I was asking like, why is that happening? Because I was off social media.
Yeah.
I didn't really know, and like he knows me for a long time.
Yeah.
You see me. I've performed everywhere. I perform every month and
Yeah.
So I was off social media. I didn't even perform. I was just off social media, and it's my first time. And me hearing this, I'm like, yo, next year.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm
no,
there,
but
but
you
next year.
have to.
Yeah.
Next year I'm there. But what do you guys think of the current status of comedy? Like, you know, with all this cancel culture, you can't say certain stuff.
Are we
You
talking
can't-
about Dave?
No, Dave is in it, but not specifically
celebrity.
about that.
I feel like you can't cancel somebody that doesn't acknowledge cancel.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So I feel like Dave is even a bad
Yeah.
example.
If you have that, like, fuck your money.
Yeah.
Dave is like,
Yeah, he really does.
fuck your money, you know?
Yes.
But that also is like these days, man, a lot of people just like to follow. If Mich says, nah, F Scharlarco because he said this, and now the two comedians will also say, yeah, I'm with my brother Mich, F you, I don't
Yeah.
care, my feelings are
You
not
don't even
hurt.
know
It
what
doesn't
happened.
even matter to me,
Yeah.
So the thing is, a lot of people just, and yeah, I hate to say this, but we are in sensitive times, man. It's like,
I think honestly speaking, as a comedian, it really depends on what it is that you're bringing forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the people can decide, because comedy is subjective. first
Yeah,
of all.
very.
Very subjective. So like, there are always going to be people who don't, like, you know, they're not with, like, we just made Jesus jokes now. I'm sure there's a Christian listening like,
Definitely.
all those boys, off.
Hey, yeah.
You know, and I think that's what happens. And like going, like as far as asking is the Dave thing, because even there are a lot of people who just see snippets and they just assume, oh, some bad man. But if you watch the whole set, you can see the storytelling of it all and where the perspective, because it just comes from a place of like, shoo guys, let's kind of work this out instead of like, you know what, forget that community. Because I understand people who paddle hate. You do have comedians that do that. This is generally like,
Yeah, like
you
they
know,
just
yeah,
go outright
they just
like,
go out
yeah, I hate
stereotypical.
this,
Yeah, I
yeah.
don't like
Yeah.
these people. You get that, and I understand why you would not be
Yeah.
comfortable watching that person.
Can we call Jerry Kaiser a comedian?
Jerry Kanjo is the best. He dropped the hottest comedy verse of
A whole special, bro.
bro. I was special. I had to rewrite my jokes after he said. I'm like, damn it,
30 second
damn
special.
it. I was like, damn it. How am I gonna top that? Permission, bro.
Like, but for real, man, for me, it's more about subject.
Yeah.
Subject, and if you're gonna limit people to write, you know, like if you're gonna box in people,
Yeah.
you're limiting them to write about things that really matter.
Yeah.
So people will start doing one-liners, and then you have a whole bunch of comedians just doing
one
one
line.
type of comedy, and then every show you go, there are 4 comedians performing, and it's just
one-liners over the safe things. We can only talk about these things.
Yeah,
so we're all just here, and you have comedy also pushes the envelope. It makes sometimes it just does make you think about it.
It has to make you think.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, man, that is I've never thought about it, but it also has to make you laugh also.
No, speaking of that, sorry man, I was at this other stand-up comedy competition where they had certain topics, a certain time limit, and I had the same guys at Vinyls, and I was like, what is going on here? These guys were so good at Vinyls, but here they were so limited to talking about one thing and sticking to rules.
And I think it's the chicken thing.
I didn't want to say the name.
Because a time limit also, like for instance, it depends on how you set up a joke. You have your people who do the punchlines, like this is one line and so forth. Then you have the people that they're jokes within a story. So they have to tell you a story for you to go ha ha ha. Then you realize, oh, those are the jokes and stuff like that. You know, so it's very difficult. Now you say you only have 2 minutes. I'm like, bruh, the story is 2 minutes. That's the setup. I need the setup to make the joke. That's why it flows.
Yeah, no, I agree with the whole cancel thing. Cancel culture is terrible. Especially it restricts a lot of creativity. Back in the day, when artists started painting, right? They were very conservative. And then the nude artists started coming.
They changed the game.
And then it was like, this is so offensive to society. And I believe with comedy, it's the same. It's evolving, and people are not. They're not grasping it, but I've noticed that hating on something can also be a trend, especially within Namibia. I want to plug the company I work for. I've realized people just hate on Trustco because it's a trend. They don't even really they did something maybe 3 years ago, and they would keep on to that.
Like, you go to Trustco? Do you know what they did in 2017? Dude, I'm like, no.
Their first tweet.
Did you see it? Grammatical mistakes. You a grammar Nazi enthusiast?
Bro, and I think with comedy is the same. Understand that there's some stuff that you. It's like you said, it's sensitive. Don't touch on it. Like if we're talking about there's blatant homophobia happening in America, stray away from it for now because it's definitely sensitive. It's like you're literally pouring salt on an open wound.
Or make a nice joke. Because the joke doesn't, the homophobia doesn't have, like when you, like for instance, when you make a joke about gay, it doesn't have to be like, you know, like they must go away or something. Like, it could be something with how they dress or something. Like, I love how they, like, you know, something in putting people together in a community type of things like this.
Exactly.
When we were at Free Your Mind, this is what I would always tell comedians. You know, there was a time that shock value sold. Shock value, like you just say something, and then just for people to be like, oh, you know, shock value. But then if you're gonna talk about sensitive stuff, like you probably talk about like there are guys that have the courage to go up there and talk about rape. They go out talk about what murders, GBV, what. Know how you make the joke and let the joke always lean to the side of the people that you want. You want to give awareness to this. So don't come for the people. Don't come for. If you come for the people, you must be ready for the consequences.
Exactly.
Be ready. Then don't come say, these people want to limit us as comedians. No, that was a shitty joke, bro.
It was a bad joke.
That was a shitty joke.
Some people just have to realize they're just bad at jokes. Like it's not funny.
Exactly.
It's like, no, these people are sensitive. No, you're not funny.
Like I went to a family event. And, my brother and sister. So our mom passed away, right? She passed away under some weird circumstances. And we like.
You laughing?
He was laughing, and I'm like, shoot, master, because I was already laughing. Also,
give me a sign, Scharlarco.
Yes, give me a sign, Scharlarco.
You know, like the one joke we were like, why is it that we don't have a Christmas tree up in Christmas anymore? Then we're like, because we're orphans, we're gonna hang ourselves.
You see,
understand? You know, and we understand that it's a joke, but my family don't think it's a joke. Like that's my sister you're talking about, you know. So you have to.
So,
gauge. And it's I'm sorry to cut you off. There's this British comedian. I think his name is Sloss. Daniel Sloss? Is it Daniel Sloss? David Sloss? It's a D Sloss. I just know the last name. He even did a TED talk on it. He's that like usually humor does come from like traumatic events and so forth. So he had his first special was called Dark. And it was like there was a section where he talks about his sister that was like she was paralyzed neck down, and like that's just how she was and so forth. But the family would always make jokes around it and so forth. So once they were involved in a car accident, and like they were like in the car accident. Now the parents were like pulling the girl out of the car, so they all know that she's paralyzed. Besides the ongoing person, now the oncoming traffic sees this man holding this lifeless girl, and then he's like, "Oh no, she's dead!" And then, he's crying and everything. He doesn't know the situation. The family all burst into laughter, like, "Oh no, she's like that." And so you can see
not what it looks like.
So like, but he doesn't figure out. So it's like, these guys are mad. They're laughing when a young girl has lost her life and everything. Like, it's context. Like, she's like that, you know.
I know, like when the whole Corona thing started, and people were telling us like, "Yeah, you guys have to put on face mask and you guys had to like use cerdinizers and stuff." I was like, please don't tell Damara cerdinizing has alcohol in it. I did that joke, and I wrote it on Facebook, and it trended. And then one dude, so then he's from this Damara council, and I respect the dude as well. You know, I'm a guy for my people too. Yeah. And he was like, "Yo, bro, you are the reason why we're in these situations." And I was like, "No, it's not me, bro. Your family sold our land."
Just me. That one joke. Just me.
Just me. That one joke is the reason. So if you're gonna come at me like that, you should be ready too.
Yeah.
Because like people always try to like, bro, I'm already stressed. I'm broke. I'm broke.
Yeah.
It's Corona. I can't perform. I'm trying to make myself happy. And this is the thing. The easiest thing to do to a person is to make them sad. You can make a person sad with any bullshit. Anything you say. But the hardest thing is to make them happy and laugh.
Facts.
And that's what we're doing. That's our job.
Yeah.
So people get offended very easily, but to make them happy, it's going to take a lot of time. Yeah. So I'm like, yo, bro, I'm trying to lighten up my situation. I'm not trying to think about how I'm going to feed my kids or how I'm going to pay my rent. So I'm making jokes for you to laugh, comment, and what. And then I still have this community. Yeah. And now you want to just shut me off. Like, you want to put the whole Damara struggle on me. Like how is that joke even gonna, if I was not gonna make the joke, was the struggle gonna be any better?
Exactly.
So now, and then he later went to go understand that, like, okay, this is actually what's happened, because a lot of us don't really understand the comedy setup and the comedy environment, and that's what make people judge us a lot when we do jokes. Yeah. So like we always have to explain. So that's why I was just asking about the status of comedy right now. It's really bad.
It is very difficult to, because I saw last week, what is it? There was a joke that one of the comedians made, and then he panicked, and I understand because he's new, because he's like you know, I think he said he wants women to start catcalling him or something like that. And then, he was explaining how women catcall men. And then some lady from the side said, "That's not catcalling." And you know, like, it's a serious thing. And he goes like, "Oh, sorry, I was just making a joke." And I realized, I was like, no, you're not supposed to do that. But I was like, it's like. He's like, "Oh no, I have to pander," and I'm like, "No, you stick your gun." The joke wasn't endorsing catcalling. Like, it had its context. We all we understood.
And you know, and this one person.
This one person did it, and now he panicked a bit. And then I don't even think the joke ended there. But I was like, you know, it is what it is. You have to learn your strides on stage and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I think a lot of comedy is also what you call this. Situation control.
No. That's the biggest part of it.
You gotta know how to control
conflict resolution. It's probably a lot of that.
I remember once, bro. So we have this biggest show on Comrades of Comedy on Free Your Mind. That's like the biggest show. A lot of people come to the show, and one of my friends was performing, and he was really bombing. Yeah, biggest trauma show. So one of my friends was performing, and he was bombing, like, really. And RIP to Cannibal. Cannibal came on stage and he was like, "Brah," and Cannibal was drunk. He's like, "Brah, give me the mic, bruh. No, you guys ain't paying this dude. You guys ain't paying this dude. Get the F off, man. Play music or something. Can we call another comedian?" And this guy is drunk, just remember. And nobody was really laughing. And my dude just stood there like a robot. I'm like, "Yo, nigga, get off. Get off." And this is what happens. Like, how do you control stuff like that? So a lot of it is crowd control, conflict resolution, like you said. Like really, it takes a lot to be on that stage, man.
It's worse than conflict resolution, because conflict you can sit people down like, oh, why were you bothered by my joke? There you can't. The show must go on. So you have to have like either a quick one-liner or work it in there. But like it's really hard. It's
you gotta go at that person.
Yeah, you have to,
or you just gotta make them feel like, you are 0.0.0.7.
But which is very, or you try incorporating. I think it's easier to incorporate it,
but then go at the person.
Yeah, then go, because you have to go hard. Because like if you don't, that person might have a clap back, and now you're finished.
Then it's back and forth.
You know.
Sometimes I be in the crowd and people, hecklers, or some people want to be funnier than the comedian, and I just want to stand up and say, calm down, but I don't want to be the police in there, so I just be sitting back.
Yeah, because comedy in itself, as much as a lot of people think we just come up and we're like, it's the joke's on top of my head. It actually really is. I sat down. This is the flow. So this joke, when this joke is done, the next joke has to come in.
The transition.
Yeah, the transition. So you come in and I'm just like, oh.
This wasn't part of it.
Okay. now it's dealing with you and finding a way to incorporate that so it's seamless. And that some people don't like they don't work seamless. It's just like, okay, I'm the next joke. But like, for instance, storyteller type, it has to be seamless. And so it sucks.
It's like we write it like it's like when Jesus found out he was going to be crucified. He was like, "Yo, Dad, was this part of this?" Like, "Yo, you gotta go. I know it to be fulfilled."
I know your will to be done, but bro,
why can't you just kill Satan?
Nails,
but already.
I saw how thick the nails were, bro.
Why don't you just kill the devil, bro? Why do I gotta do all this?
At least one more wedding. Let me turn the water into wine one more time, bro. It was lit there.
And so, like, it really catch a comedian off guard, and it can throw you off. Really. And I think that's why most of the younger comedians, or what do we say, aspiring comedians, when they go up there and that one time that thing happens, you don't see them on stage again. And it really breaks them. And you can see the potential in the comedian, but then when that happens, he's not coming back. Even if you go there and say, bro, just try. We all went through that. That guy's going to be,
Yeah, and I think it's even lovely enough, scary enough also is, like, for instance, Vinyls, it is proper testing grounds because it's such an intimate crowd.
Yeah.
So, like, even if this person here is talking to their brother, you can hear it.
Yeah.
Just here. So it really is something. But, like, experience builds something. I don't know. Something important.
I think from an audience point of view, I think I've also experienced a little bit of a situation where I was invited by a friend of mine, and comedian.
Insert word here.
Comedian got onto the thingy, and now she was interacting with everybody and stuff. And then she made a joke that I could relate to, and I was like, yeah, even me. And then she looked at me, she's like, is it my joke or yours?
And you see, and she could have easily incorporated what you said, but it's one of those two things, like it's either you incorporate or you go hard, because people don't know how to react.
Never in my life again. Well, like, even if it's at Cafe Prestige, I love Cafe Prestige. If that person is performing there, I will not share anything. I refuse. Never in my life.
I will laugh quietly.
You can't laugh it off, or they will kill you.
Honestly, but it's tough. But I think they reacted because they didn't know what to do. It really is a. Oh, okay, yeah.
As years goes, you'll know how to react to that. Like you'll know whether incorporate it, go at them. Or, and it also depends on the person's energy and the energy of the crowd as well. So
exactly.
If you know how to read that, I think you'll go far.
Because I think that might have been an overreaction to the situation.
That's why I said I like Zita. Zita's very good at reading the crowd.
Yeah.
A style of comedy actually is like, crowd interaction. That's something that I wish I could do that as much. I'm like,
and this is the problem with that, man. This is the problem with that. Like if you're feeding off the crowd's energy a lot, and then you come to a competition like a last comic standing competition, then it's just you and this person, and you don't have the crowd laughing at that moment. Like, what do you do? And then you do the joke and you wait. Oh, so you doesn't take it. Okay, let me go. So it depends how like reading the crowd is a very good advantage for a comedian because like you should know like, okay, so now I don't get crowd reaction. So what do I do? Because some like Ileka, he will let the crowd follow a story, a
Yeah.
whole story, and he likes it when the crowd is quiet and listen and follows with him, and then they like build up to the main punchline, boom.
Yeah.
Then he gets the standing ovation. It's like, oh, so that some comedians are used to doing that, and then some comedians they just want
Yeah.
punchline after punchline.
Yeah, some
after
comedians are
punchline.
afraid of silence. Silence is like,
You-
they're
I'm
not
doing
laughing.
something wrong.
Yeah, I'm doing something wrong. And then I think that's also, but like I said, that's navigating and also finding your style as much as R&B music as their style. Also, there's comedy.
That's why I said
Yeah.
I know him for a long time. I've seen him perform, and I'm saying like, he like when we performed at Hilden, I was like, oh. He finally found his style. This is him. It's like he went through all the seasons, trained with the senseis. Rainy. Yeah, because he was also struggling at a point
Yeah,
that like me and him had a talk as
Yeah.
well. I was like, yo, bro, just find you, bro. As long as you find your character,
Yeah.
sell that character to the people, and don't change
Exactly.
until you find competition. If you find competition or you see things are changing, you always change with the trends.
Yeah.
Always keep up with the trends. It doesn't matter you just sitting here saying, I'm a veteran comedian, I'll go out there and just do what. These boys will kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly speaking. And it also just like, crowd control is difficult because if the crowd's not giving, they're like, I came here to listen, not to participate. You might have a shy crowd. They're like, no, we're not interacting. Then that style might fail you and you have to present them as
And
something.
those inner beauty
Yeah.
crowds, those ones that laugh in the inner
Instead,
side.
they're like,
They're too cool to laugh.
yeah, those ones hurt you. They're like, you are really funny. Why didn't you laugh?
I saw you, man.
Yeah.
And that's what I hated with this Corona time performing. Everybody has a mask on. You're like, are they laughing?
You just see shoulders.
Oh, you see the eyes.
Yeah, you're like, I
Are they
think,
squinting?
are they squinting?
Or are they actually
What did the
smiling?
joke offend them? Or
Cool. Anyways, before we get any more off track, back to vinyls.
Yeah.
So tonight's show is happening at what time?
7 p.m. until 8:30. It's supposed to be an hour, but
Just
you
in
know,
case.
with the performance is an hour, but with the music and a small break, and you know, we're at a cafe, man. We're at a
chill space.
chill spot,
Yeah.
so people need to get the alcohol in,
Yeah.
loosen up. So 7 to 8:30. Yeah.
Okay,
And
cool.
like I said, this is the last edition for the year, and then we're gonna take a break for December, January, and hopefully February or March. We'll just watch the space and we'll put out word. But definitely, we're gonna be back next year after today.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So before we call it a day, could you guys plug yourselves? Where can people catch you? Where can people get tickets for the event?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can go first.
All right. So you can find me at The Rambling Leafer altogether on Twitter. Social media, The Rambling Leafer, but the underscore somewhere there, but it's still the same thing, I suppose. What else do I do? I have a podcast, apparently. I do things. But that one's more professional type of vibes. What is that one called? The Rambling Leafer also. The Rambling Leafer podcast. That's what it is.
Yeah, and it's Lifa with an I, guys.
Yeah, it's with an I, please. It's not Lefa. I'm not the Taxi Connect guy.
Yeah.
Please don't go like, Taxi Connect guy does comedy too. No. Yeah, so it's Lifa L, The Rambling. I can't spell. I hope you guys can. The Rambling and then Lifa Lifa. Lifa.
Cool.
Yeah,
Man
that's where
said
you
he
find
can
me.
spell his
You must know your strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
Spelling is not mine.
What's your name, bro? But anyway, I go by Vernon_NA on IG and then Vernon_NAM on Twitter. I'm not really active on Facebook. I need to delete that page, restart a new one because I opened that one. It was in 2012. I was still a kid, so there's a lot of nonsense on there. So don't go look me up on Facebook.
He said, you're in 2012. You and 2012 don't go hand in hand, man. Yo,
2000.
I
I was
opened
look, I'm also just like 2012.
No.
I graduated.
I thought you were going to start with a 19 something.
Nah.
This guy went far, bro. Seriously.
It's far, bro. We're in 2021. That was what?
Is that just the numbers changed around?
Yeah, no,
Exactly.
It reminds me exactly. Before we go to, it reminds me of this TikTok. This guy's like, "Yo, when were you born?" The guy's like, 2000, and the guy's like, "And
You still have an end?
You're still going? My boy, that's a compound sentence.
And
That was what I killed. That's a compound sentence.
That's all I needed.
Yeah, guys, it's been such a pleasure. I've enjoyed the session
Yes,
so
sir.
much.
Yeah.
Definitely hoping to see you guys soon.
Yeah, no, I'll check you later, right? You coming through?
Yeah, I think Mitch might join me.
Are we going to the vinyl?
Yeah.
Is it today the
It's
comedy?
today,
No, I'm
today.
coming through. Let's go, man.
What is the lineup even?
Yeah, no, you guys do a great job, man. You know, always coming through, covering the event
Lineup
and-
for the day? Lineup.
the lineup for the
comedians.
day, we have Janice, your former co-host.
Yeah.
She's gonna be hosting today's November's edition, today's show. Then we have Wilbert, we have Lifa, Hildegard, and Jonathan. So Hildegard is coming back. She was on our first edition. So was Janice, and he was on October's. So we have, like I said, Janice, Wilbert, Lifa, Hildegard, and Jonathan.
I want free drinks, bro, when I come there. I'm a veteran comedian. This man is him because of me.
Listen, I can't promise you anything. I'm not the owner of the venue.
We're gonna run a tab and say.
What I can
Put it on Lifa.
What I can guarantee you is some good laughs and good entertainment. That's all I can guarantee you.
Put
But
it on Lifa, man.
Yeah.
Those guys actually love me though. Like Lipa's got
Yeah.
Lifa eats there. Like,
Now, Lifa, I'll be on your tap, bro. Like, for real.
there will be nothing left on Lifa's tab. Lifa eats and drinks. You think he's at a feast. Like, the man.
accusations of the highest order. Accusations.
Okay, cool guys.
Alright.
That was Lifa and Vernon.
Yes, sir.
That was an awesome set.